We have no problem with them as long as they don't have no problem with us because they were colonized like we were.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you never hold the victim responsible for being a victim. You hold the victimizer responsible for everything he did wrong, and you make that motherfucker accountable for his dirt. This what we doing. When Larry come, he have to tell y'all how COINTELPRO took him off the land so he couldn't perform his function on the land in the community. Right? And it ain't just him. Same with Malachi York, the same with H. Rat Brown, the same with Mumia Abu-Jamal. And the list goes on. It's a lot of them that's still living that can tell the story from firsthand experience. I'm just giving the overview. I don't have to be laser beam accurate.
Right.
But I got to tell you where to get the accurate and most accurate data from.
Right. I got a
the
question.
Horse's mouth.
I got a question for you. Not even really a question, just a realization of common sense, right? Like in LA, California in general, right? And you can even say Colorado, but I'm not really spotlighting them. In Colorado, all of them homeless people, do you think that they're actually just homeless people? Because I believe, because I've seen a lot of the homeless people in Colorado and California, why do they look like celebrity doppelgangers?
Well, all of us got doppelgangers. It's at least 7 lookalikes.
That I do know.
It's at least 7 lookalikes to everybody already. Okay. But they're going to be some subtleties that's going to be able to tell the difference. Most of us don't look at the subtleties to see the difference. That's why they can push all these different Joe Bidens in front of people and nobody's ever questioned them. You know, you got the round head Joe Biden, the long head Joe Biden, right? You got the one that look like he's 90 and the one that look like he about 30. You know, you got, I mean, come on, man. When is enough?
We're living Blade Runner right now.
I don't know what the fuck we living, but this shit crazy as fuck.
Like, I don't know if you know about Blade Runner, but if you know about Star Wars, the Clone Wars, that's what I'm speaking on.
Yeah, I seen Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But it was years ago. But what I'm saying is this. The simplest solution to the problem, everybody be your own leader. And demand that you see the only person that's authorized by the leadership on the land to speak for us.
They try to call RH negative alien blood and all that other bullshit, right? But RH negative blood, and let people know this, because we are the O blood type, right? RH negative blood is clone blood. It's synthetic blood. Now, when you have synthetics mixing with, originals, that's when you got these hybrids that they're talking about, that they're trying to tell you that they're alien hybrids specifically. You feel me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, right?
I don't really too much get into the blood because it's been used as a tool of division.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't normally speak too much on it for that purpose.
Right.
Because anything that serves to keep us from reclaiming our shit, I try to stray away from that subject as much as possible so as not to perpetuate the division. Right?
I understand that, but there's a common denominator when it comes to, indigenous people and blood types. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there it is, but I'm not going to get into it because right now it's too many people arguing about shit that's not going to change the condition. I don't give a fuck what your blood type is. You can participate in changing the condition.
Right.
Your blood type not going to stop you from participating in changing the overall condition of the collective.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's what your heart on is what I care about. Is you on trying to get us to wake up and take our shit back? Or is you trying to argue about what your blood type is? Fuck your blood type. What's your heart type? Are you righteous or unrighteous?
Right. Right.
So this is what it boiled down for me. I don't care. I don't like talking about the Star family because they ain't on Earth, but they here now. So I gotta talk about the motherfuckers because they even got boots on the ground, but you can't tell. They look like us. Some of them a little darker, prettier, whiter teeth, bigger smiles. You know what I'm saying? More radiant complexion, but like I told you, we don't look at those subtleties to see the difference. Right? That's why I say be careful when you entertain strangers, for many have entertained angels unawares. They come in and they ask you questions about your life. They make you feel good, tell them, so that they can know where you need help at in the future. Your understanding on the day they meet you is mathematically viable to the outcome of who you are.
Yeah, that was deep one right there. Those are gems. Yeah, that's deep, God. That's deep, God. Because I don't see an enemy in the RH negative, and I don't see an enemy in A and AB and all the other.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we gonna get it.
I literally practice unity. You feel me? I'm the one. I'm the one that came on here one day and broke down peace from unity and how we need to stray away from peace and fall into alignment with unity. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take that credit because I did it. You know what I'm saying? I broke it down. I broke it down so thorough that you can actually rid yourself of disease. You feel me? You can rid yourself of disease by switching from peace to unity. You want to break that one down for me?
You change your frequency.
Yeah.
Because actually peace is the division.
Yeah.
Peace is a part of the whole. So do you really want peace or do you really want harmony?
I find harmony and unity.
Yeah, you got to be all of the parts of the orchestra got to play their part.
Okay.
That's unity in them like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you humbled me down right there when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can't be the drummer just like everybody can't play the sax.
Right.
But when you put all these instruments together and they playing harmoniously together, that's unity like a motherfucker.
Because it would be ridiculous if there were gangs of saxophone players, gangs of drummers, gangs of I
don't fuck with you because you play the drums. I play the sax.
Right. And they never come
I got
together.
a loose association with the guitar players.
Yeah.
But we don't fuck with them motherfuckers on the flutes.
Yeah. But they never come together and make a harmonized, composed orchestra.
Right. So that's why you need a band conductor. Because he keep all of the motherfucking parts of the band in harmony. Make the orchestra play like one single instrument. That's where the unity at.
Yeah.
The unity and the harmony.
Unity
comes with the balancing of the instrument.
Unity in the harmony. Hey, and that harmony is a frequency. And that frequency is a high frequency.
Yep. You got it.
Hey, I'm
gonna take one more call to fan for I'm out of here.
Unity, God.
Unity.
The irony is that the 22nd is George Washington's birthday. And the Pluto return just so happened to fall on George Washington's birthday. And the Washington name is a English rendition of the last name Washita. And the only George is King George. Now, whether it's King George II or King George III becomes a point of contention. But we're trying to figure out what this Pluto return brings with it, because it's falling on George Washington's birthday too. So it's an energy here, wave we gonna be riding that's gonna be bigger. This energy wave is gonna be bigger than just us. It's a universal alignment on the stellar system, because no matter which calendar it is, all of the calendars have to be calibrated to match the stellar alignments in order not to throw the closing of the age ceremony out of position. They can't never throw even no matter what calendar, Gregorian calendar, the Julian calendar, a Mayan calendar, an Egyptian calendar, don't matter, because the stars don't change in the sky like that. It's a predictable cyclic reviewing of the stellar zodiac. Because it's cyclic, it goes in the circle. That's what they call the wheel in the sky matches the wheel on the ground. And it's upside down on a mirror flip. And it looked like an hourglass on 3 pillars. Right? So, the date is the excellent date to just ride the energy. If you could just ride that energy wave, right? And the energy wave is bringing Pluto return energy. And she said, hold on to your finances. And then I didn't even look at what day of the week. I think it's a Tuesday. Right? So all of the days of the week is named after European gods. Well, she said no debate is worth the argument when other person or people don't want to view any other perspective except the one they want to stand beside, which is true. But at some point, when you plant a new seed, with somebody experiencing a new piece of information, this is how you raising levels. It's a new piece of information. They got to process that shit first. They not going to instantly get it. It's got to keep popping back up in their mind till they find a place to belong. This is the power of the ideas, of the understanding. Because when the more people that can understand where you're coming from, the more people that understand that you're coming from a place of truth, you know what I'm saying, and all you is speaking is the truth, then they're more likely and more apt to try to listen and understand what you're saying than if they think they're automatically smarter than you and you giving them an answer. They didn't come up with that answer, so therefore you can't be right because they didn't come up with it because they're smarter than you. So this comes to people be living in their egos, and it's a lot of times the reason they never solve the problem themselves is because they never ask the questions that you ask, because they don't think about things outside of what the system tell them. So, Bone Capone says, show that picture one more time. He wanted to see the picture of the people on the ship and what they gonna look like again. So I'm gonna go up here. That's what they look like. Right, but they got some other ones that don't look like that from different star systems. But the ones that's coming to deal with this Earth situation, the first ones is boots on the ground, it would be these. The reason why the ones that look like this come first, because they was here first. So they had to come in first. Right? So They looked like that all over the land, but we don't all look like that anymore. Right. So I wanted to get y'all some receipts cashed in. Let me get this a once over and make sure it ain't nothing that I need to be. Yeah. Right. So people be talking about they guys. I want to play this. This is what I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual
Dr.
customizes
Phil
car insurance, so you
Valentine.
only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Okay, so all these guys be running around talking about the black man God, but they don't tell you what God do. And all these other people running around trying to worship God and kiss God ass. Dr. Valentine gonna explain to you how ages ago we used to view the concept that they call God versus God needing to be worshipped in this age. If your God needs you to worship them to exist, your God is a pussy.
If we speak more about God and more intelligently about that which is divinity, when we say what it is by saying,
not only did I have to read it, I had to build it as I build the temple itself, the temple of man. But the temple is man. The temple of man is nothing without that divine love. So at 33 years old, the nail driven through her feet, I answered. And as she went on and her hands being nailed to the cross, I answered. The crown of thorns that restrict the vision, I was patient. And the piercing of the side, teddy bears. And so the gorilla rise to infinite heights. But if I can't have her, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because we all went through too much suffering not to put it back together now. Not to create the unity now. Not to join the partners now. And now is the time. We all know the time. We all knew the agenda. The plan was flawlessly executed. We've been liberated from this evil, unstoppable force with a lot of help for a long time with a lot of people. Now, whenever they get this message in its right context and they want to fix this, I just want what's mine. I don't care about oppressing people. It's not my ambition. I'd rather liberate. My ambition is not to divide people, but to unify them. And from there, it's time for me to call it a day. My cue has been given. I've said enough. And I'll talk to y'all later.
How you doing?
Hold on, can you give me a second? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Hang up. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Can you see me? Maybe not. It's dark right now.
Well, I see your silhouette.
Rachel, hold on. I'm here though. Okay, so
I
I
can
have a
hear you.
question. Can you hear me
Uh-huh.
though? I have a
I can hear you.
question. I have a father. I have a father who is a preacher. And his father before him was a preacher. His father before him was a preacher. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? Because you can't go against that because that's law. You know what I mean?
Can't go against what?
So what do you do? What do you do with that?
You do what's right, regardless of who it affects.
Right. So that means you fucking just, even if you don't, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, I didn't agree with it. Hey, Rachel, I'm sorry. Let me cut this light on. I don't want y'all to think I'm a fictionist person or nothing. Hold on, let me go cut the light on. But yeah, like I had fathers before me that came that were, I guess, preachers or whatever. But you know what I mean? So what do you
Well,
do
the
with
truth
that?
of the matter is, we not totally against
You
those
see me now?
preachers.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, we see you. Look, the church, we used to have to hide to tell our story in the
Mm-hmm.
church.
Yo, the church was my safe haven growing up. I didn't mind the church. For me,
Look, when we,
it's not for everybody, but for me, I loved it.
yeah, I wasn't too crazy about it, but
No, I
the
loved it
church,
because of the last time I'd seen it, I was a child. I was sliding down slides and shit. It was easy for me, you know.
yeah, we went to church so much. I went to
I'm
church at
29. I don't
10.
know how old you are. I'm 29, so it's probably different
Yeah,
eras.
but the history of the church in our community, once we began to be able to have church service, we was able to actually discuss issues in the community.
Right.
The preachers of today is nothing like the ones before 1960.
Right. And you know what the crazy thing is my dad be trying to like give me clues, but I'm like, nigga, if you're gonna tell me what I need to know, just tell me. Don't be fucking trying to fucking put up
A
in
lot of them, a lot of them used to get murdered for telling it.
I am your child though. I feel like that's different.
Right, but he got to paint a picture for you to be able to see it yourself. That way,
Right.
he got plausible denial.
Right. Oh
And
yeah.
also, it's a teaching method.
Yeah.
Right, if you
Yeah.
want to bring the wisdom out of you, he give you clues
Mm-hmm.
in order to open your mind and expand your perception. He
Right.
might want you to see past the church, but he probably can't say it from the position he in, and he can probably do more work from where he at. Those are the
But for
preachers,
me, he is the church.
right? But those the preachers that's like that, the ones that feed the community and whatnot, that give you act like, for instance, the things that Jeremiah Wright was saying during the Obama campaign. He was right. Somebody have to keep that information out in our forefront of our minds because we'll forget.
Right.
Right.
But these are
We
the same
know.
people that also wanted us to forget at the same time.
Well, our people don't want us to forget.
Because all smoke ain't
The
kinfolk,
enemy,
right?
the enemy is the one that want us to forget because they need to steal our birthright. They
Right.
can't steal our birthright if we remember our position.
Right.
We use every now. I'm not saying that because I don't like know your father as a preacher,
Mm-hmm.
but like I know
He
my
ain't own no church or nothing. He's just like it ain't none of that. But yeah.
but I could tell you this from like the preacher my mother had,
Right.
Pastor Crump,
Uh,
is a genuinely
I heard
good
that name
man.
before. Actually, I'm only 29. I
Yeah,
heard that name before though.
well, he's pretty big up here by us.
I'm from Chicago, so yeah.
Hmm. Well, Pastor Crump is one of those preachers who's just like a modern preacher, but he performs like an ancient shaman.
Miracles,
Right?
aka
No,
miracles, right? Yeah.
his no, not the miracles. It's the things that he do in the community.
Right. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll go and see each one of the elders of the church, wherever they at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna bring them food, make sure they got food, if they need anything, he gonna make sure it get done.
Right. Community.
Every one of the elders,
Right.
it's a couple hundred of them, and he go see all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They in the hospital, he gonna come at least once a week. He gonna come strolling through that door,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And he's gonna do things to, feed the congregation more than just food.
Right.
See, he be trying to tell people what's really going on, but the people can only take so much of it. Then they start breaking down.
Right.
Right. So then you make a guy that don't know how to reach him have to water down what he teach.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm not all the way down on the church either. I just don't believe in them motherfuckers that's out there using the so-called word of God to hustle the people.
It's so sad because I grew up off my grandmother watching Pastor T.D. Jakes. And it's sad that shit, damn. She died believing in you. I don't, that shit don't rub me the right way, but it is what it is, so,
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I don't believe in no religion.
I don't either. But
because I know what it is.
tell my daddy that, but I don't either.
I know what it is from a political position.
Right. My daddy actually went to I just want to make sure y'all know I'm a real person. My daddy actually went to a theological school and graduated because, his mama's last dying breath was for him to actually go to a fucking Christian school to graduate.
And you say he never opened up a church, or he don't have a church now?
So my grandmother's last dying breath was for my daddy to actually go and graduate from theological school. And he never, he just preaches whenever he wants to at the church he grew up in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he don't got his own congregation.
No.
So when he got a message, he want to get out.
My daddy ain't got his own congregation because he's still drinking shit. So
but when he got a message, he get up and tell it though, right?
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. Okay. So when he tell me, like, even if I don't tell him what I got going on, he'll call me and be like, I know you ain't called me, but if you finna go do this, don't do that, because it ain't, that's important though. I mean, you ain't got to be all the way right. You ain't got to be all the way right, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got a lot of religious people in our families. A lot of those holy rolling, Bible thumping, Quran slinging, Torah dropping motherfuckers. We got a lot of them.
I know, but I'm just, I know, and I ain't real religious, but I feel like if somebody call me and say don't go here, and they say don't go here, I'm not gonna do it because they told me not to do it because that's my elders and they told me not to do it, so I ain't gonna do it. I want to go to this club this night or do this night, and they say nah, don't do it, and that's, I feel like, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's my dad. He's a pastor, but he's just like kind of like on call or something. I don't know what you call it. Yeah. So that's what my dad is. He's on call when he needs at the church that he grew up in, that I grew up in too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
Did you sing in the choir?
I tried to, but I was like, this ain't me. I tried to sing in the choir. He wanted me to. I was like, no, this ain't me. I can't do this. Although I ain't gonna lie, when I do go to church, that's the only thing that touches me. It ain't the preacher. It ain't nothing. It's shit. If I do cry a little bit, it's the choir.
Yeah, the message and the music.
Yeah, that 369 is real heavy in the choirs. Yeah, it ain't the preacher. The preacher never. and it makes me feel so bad sometimes. I feel like I'm like, damn.
Oh, they had some preachers that
Yeah,
spit that fire, like Vernon Johns.
yeah. I'm feeling so
Yeah.
horrible because I'll be like, damn. Um,
Look, at
feel
the end of the
nothing.
day, it boiled down to this. I'm gonna sum it up for you right quick, so we can go ahead to the next person. But the bottom line is this: as an adult now, it's your responsibility to do what you know is right, regardless of what your parents did before you,
Right,
because they didn't have access to the level of information that you have in
right,
this time.
right. Yeah.
Upgrade the family traditions to benefit the family the most, so that the things that separated the family can fade away.
Okay,
That's
so
our
my
job
problem
in this era.
is my mother and father never got along because they're not actually family together. But I be trying to get my mother and father to get along, and I can't never do it. And I be trying my best,
Well,
because
maybe
to
that's not
me,
your
I be
job.
like, we got other shit to deal with. Like y'all should be able to get it along because we got other shit that's worse than this to deal with. You know what I mean? And they're just like,
Hmm.
nah.
They might not be, listen, they might not be old enough yet to get along.
Shit, they almost 50.
They might not be old enough yet to get along. But sooner or later in your lifetime,
Mhm.
they gonna come to family functions and they gonna be able to be cordial with each other.
Right. So you feel like
You
so my question.
don't try to force it.
Right.
If you try to force it, you build the friction that keeps the barrier in place.
Right, but as
But
their child together, it's hard not to do though.
well, you can facilitate it,
Right.
but don't try to force it.
Right. Okay. And it's so
Right.
crazy. It's so crazy because I have the same issue with my child's father. And I'm
That's what you call a generational curse.
cursed.
If you find out why that problem exists,
And I
you break
haven't
the
I
curse
haven't,
off.
but I'm working
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. Somebody's perception.
Right.
If somebody's
And
perception
I,
is
w- I
looking
will
at
say
it.
this to people that are listening, even though my father and my mama have the same issues, and I see that with my own child, my first child's father, I see it with my own first child's father. I will give it to my first child's father. He is trying his best to fix it, but I ain't gonna lie because I'm an honest person. It's, sometimes you like, oh, so you just act like this didn't happen, but he's trying to fix it though. So I give him that. He's
Okay.
trying his best to fix it.
Well,
So what I will
just
say
remember,
is,
anytime repair is involved, it's a two-way street. If one person take one step, you should take two.
so he's trying to fix it, even though he's trying to act like ain't nothing happened. But that's the past, right? So the past is the
Yeah.
past. Let it go.
You learn from it. You don't live in it.
Ooh, okay. So he's trying to fix it. So shit, so basically what you telling me is if he's trying to fix it, and even though he don't want to talk about the past, at least he's trying to fix what's going on forward
Well, he's probably just trying to have a functional relationship for the kid.
for the kid. Yeah. Okay. I'm
Right.
okay with that.
It's easier. It's easier for y'all to go to your child's birthday party together than for to have two birthday parties.
Hmm. This is very important because that's also a generational curse too. So yeah, I'm glad you told me that. Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you told me that.
All right. I want to talk to one of the brothers before I end this live, so I'm gonna let you get out now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna talk to you later. All
All
right.
right.
Bronx. Sit. Good boy. So this video, let me do some invites. Get some people in here. This video is about ancient um, native culture here in the Americas. Ancient native culture here in the Americas, and it's I'm only gonna, this gonna be short because I just wanted to deal with one little brief legend, um, and make it do what it do from that legend. So I'm gonna give me a couple of invites in here, and we're gonna do a little analysis of some Native American lore, just for kicks and giggles. And there's always something in the program to try to interfere with progress, elevation, upliftment, enlightenment, self-awareness, self-improvement, overcoming the struggles of life, learning to be righteous, learning to live by the code of righteousness. All of these things find great opposition in this modern world we live in. And in this world, people believe stuff that's not real over what's real. And you can show people things 1,000 times that you right, and somebody else can come along slithering up to them with some bullshit, and they'll fall for it. My only thing is, when they fall for it, why are they falling for it? Well, it's all smoke and mirrors. If you don't remember Tupac, which I know everybody do, Tupac had a slogan he used to say all the time, and it's so true. Might have been before that. But the reason that was significant because one of my godmother's name is May Francis, right? But this is the building. When you look at the top view of the building and you do a layover with the slave ship, this is the building that the slave ship is designed from, this building, because this is where they created that bullshit ass story that we came over here on slave ships. So when you trace back your oldest slave ship narrative, you're going to end up here. Look, there's more pictures of it, just so y'all can see what it looked like. This your slave ship. It was all mental, and it was all fabricated, right? Them your slave ships. That's your slave ship. That slave ship I just showed y'all a few minutes ago, from an overhead top down. I already did it on my Instagram, but it's kind of far down on my Rod Hayes. I might be able to pull it up and show it to y'all while I'm thinking about it. But I already did the overlay just so y'all can see I ain't making this shit up. These motherfuckers think you just be making shit up. But mama ain't raised no motherfucking fool and papa ain't raised no punk. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. If I'm the only motherfucker telling the truth, I'm going to be the only motherfucker tell it. Right? Sometimes it take these motherfuckers a long time to scroll down. That's why I don't be wanting to mess with them. But on my Rod Hayes page, you go back a couple months, I got the whole layout of the slave ship. The overlay with Notre Dame University, all that. If y'all start going down my page and y'all see the receipts that I done generated to show y'all what I've been talking about, y'all mind will be fucked. Because y'all would not believe that nobody has gave this amount of information in this short of time with the references. Because you got references for everything. Right? Like, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. It's just the way it is. All these motherfuckers at the Klan rally, why this nigga sitting over here just as safe as he want to be? Ain't worried about nothing. Come on, man. They've been playing us like fools for the longest. We can't keep falling for that shit. You can't keep falling for it. At some point you gotta draw the line. And then we believe so much in this system that when somebody's tell you that the system is over with, you don't even go look it up for yourself. You just assume this shit's still operational. Washington, D.C. is fucking closed, people. The White House is permanently closed. The Senate building, the House, that shit closed too. All that shit closed. All you gotta do is to people over in D.C., they'll tell you that shit closed. You know? You can't keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I'm gonna see if I can find this picture before I that was a Moby Dick tail. That big white whale turned out to be a little white lie. And that little white lie caused the biggest fucking problem. And I want to show y'all this picture, this overlay before I go, cause it's in my Instagram. It's just been a while since I posted it, and I knew it was gonna take a minute to get back to it, cause I'll be posting like a fucking supercomputer or some shit. Y'all don't even realize how much posts I be putting up, or how much information these motherfuckers be having in them, and then some of them I even write shit under. That the Instagrams is just to give y'all the visuals, but the real in-depth information I've been doing for the last couple years is on Facebook. That's where the heaviest lectures, the longest lectures with the most information is, because I had to go show that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And when they realized that I knew what the fuck I was talking about, they was fucked. They didn't believe that we would figure the shit out of me. They said I have epilepsy, I had brain damage, I'm retarded, I ain't never supposed to know nothing. They told my mama I wasn't gonna never learn shit when I was going to school, and I was over there laughing because I already knew more than them motherfuckers did then. But I couldn't tell them how I knew because I ain't had no references to give them. Now I got references for that ass. I'm just saying. Now I got references. I got so many references I can't even find them motherfuckers now. Yeah, I should have had that one. I didn't even think I would be using that post, or I'd have pulled that mug up before I got on here. But I've been going over this shit. Look, the George Washington they've been telling us, that ain't even what the nigga looked like. The nigga wasn't even pink. They've been lying to us the whole time. Talking about whitewashing history. They was whitewashing history so we wouldn't know them niggas was niggas. That's why they was whitewashing history. We thought they was trying to whitewash history to make us think we ain't did shit. But my man did. He went in there and took all the cover off the secret societies. Told us that in 1919. I went in and took all the covers off the secret society. He put that shit in the public domain. They fucked now. Now we got a way to figure out what they doing. Right? Since we gotta welcome to the Illuminati Foundation, people. You gonna keep doing that shit to us? How long did they think that we supposed to be generation after generation of buffoons? How long we supposed to be clowns? Like, seriously, how long we supposed to be clowns? How long supposed to be blind to the dirt that they doing while we watching them doing it without figuring it out? I got a fucking monkey mind. I'm a fucking overthinker. I think over the heads of most motherfucker that be thinking they thinking. So if I'm an overthinker and you keep rubbing the problem in my face, how the fuck you think I'm not gonna figure this shit out? Look, when I be going back, there's 5 cases. The United States found guilty of 5 counts of genocide. The whole United States corporation is gone. This shit is over with. See all that old secret squirrel shit? Shh, keep it quiet. Don't tell the masses. Don't tell them motherfuckers what we doing to them. They ain't gonna never figure it out. Bullshit. Right? That's what y'all better be braced for. The tsunami of God. I'm just saying. All these is posts on my page. This shit get deep. United States conspiracies cobwebs. Templar sanctuaries in North America. Right? Well, here go the crazy part. Most of us don't know the good guys from the bad guys. Because they all look alike. I can't find that slave ship post. Maybe it's on my maybe it's on Facebook. Look, this is when I posted that because the dude right there, he went in on our behalf. He had to take the Admiralty flag. He had to put the American flag behind the Admiralty flag to flip the jurisdiction. They was never supposed to leave this desk right here unoccupied and unattended at any time. That is the seat of power for the constitutional government of the United States. So if anybody from what we call the organic people of the land or any of their representatives, which he represented as a native shaman, right? So he's being taught by one of the priests on the land in his job as he joined the Marines, Special Forces. He went in specifically to perform the task of what we call sinking the battleship. So that's the bullshit they had ran on us, so we had to capture their flag. What they flag was the Admiralty flag with the fringes. We needed to put the law of the land back on the land and get us from under the Admiralty. That's what he was doing. Right? So now American corporation fell behind that shit. Since the corporation fell, then they have to give us back jurisdiction because they are no longer here. The corporation known as the United States has been dissolved. Trump dissolved it as the final president. All it is the ones that was doing the dirt behind the scenes is playing psychological operations because they still control mainstream media. And that's why we're using the social media algorithms to fuck up the mainstream algorithms. Because they won't be deniable in the mainstream algorithm flipped to the social media algorithm for a source of news on something that's big, it's gonna shatter their whole paradigm, and they won't be able to hold it up any longer, right? So this was the contractual agreement, right? And this is when they was talking about. See, they took part of this out because it's supposed to say. I'm gonna read the way it is, and then I'm gonna tell you what it's supposed to say. It say if we would agree to take the fezzes and turbans off the Moors' heads and remove the sandals from their feet. The part that's missing is supposed to read, if we agree to take the fezzes and turbans off the Moors' head and remove the feathers and sandals from the chief's feet, right? And enforce severe punishment, and also to swear a death oath between ourselves to religiously and faithfully not allow anyone to teach the Moorish or indigenous children. Indigenous is missing out of this, by the way. Who they really were or who their forefathers were, and only allow the Moorish children to be taught that they were truly Negroes, black people, and colored folks 200 years from today. The Moorish or the indigenous would not know their nationality nor their national name of their forefathers. Also, they would not know from which land or ancestors that they are descended from. See, the agreement is that if they put our kids and their kids together and use harsh punishments and misnomers to identify them, that at the conclusion of 200 years, we wouldn't know who the fuck we was. That contract right there expired in 1971, but we wasn't ready. I wasn't but two. And when they got the extension, it expired in 2019, July the 4th, 2019, under Donald J. Trump. Now, if you go to YouTube,
Probably why I got you next.
Well, damn, I had a quick question. Like you were talking about birthdays and spirit and totem animals before. And my birthday's 12/24/88. That's like the year of the Chinese zodiac is a dragon. And also I'm a Capricorn. And I'm wondering if you could have a little insight on like the dragon, like spirit animal, and like the bee. Like, I know you've been spoken like the bee before, like how it's like it's like 8, and I'm like 88. It's my year. And also, I noticed like a lot of bees been like flying up on me lately. Like a bee landed on my arm yesterday. They fly up on me at work, just get close to me, whatever. So
Yeah. So when we see bees, when men get bees, especially when it's in the odd time of the year, it's a call from the matriarchs because they need us. Right. So you coming through with dragon energy and Capricorn energy. You coming through with master energy and leadership energy. Right. So I'm looking at you. I'm seeing Chief all day long. Right. And I'm seeing like two lines crossing. I'm seeing Choctaw Cherokee. Right.
I know like my grandmother on my mother's side, their last name is Washington. I know you mentioned before, like that's like the name like Washita.
Yeah, that's the Washita. That's the Washita. They rooted out of Louisiana. That's another one of the clans. The Washitas is a old Amur, Amuur, Amur clan.
Yeah,
right? And they spill into from Louisiana all the way into Texas, going down into Mexico.
Okay. And I know my dad's from Alabama. He's from Grove Hill, Alabama.
Yeah, so that's more likely your Choctaw line. Your Choctaw stretch from Mississippi all the way to Florida.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So I'm looking at you. You got the energy field of those two crossing tribes.
People call me Chief all the time, so I just kind of adopted that,
It ain't an accident. Whoever started it Whoever started it remembered you from a past life, and they still refer to you as the chief. They still see you as their tribal chief in another
Like
lifetime.
somebody called me chief this morning. I'm leaving work, you know, but that happens all like a lot. And I'll be like, okay, I just kind of adopt it, you know. I go chief,
Yeah,
chief, oh, you know, because you know, hey,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
my
so
kind of energy,
it's in you. I see it. It's in you. From the
right?
vocal, vocally, the authority in your voice is all there. You just got to find like where your lane at, like what you supposed to be doing. So you got to um, focus on Big Mama. Actually, what you supposed to be doing. She communicate with you. You know
Right,
what?
right.
You already know what to do. You just don't know. It's when you start doing it, it's gonna come natural. Cause you already
Mm-hmm.
know what to do. The Chiefs already know.
Right.
We already know what to do. We just don't know we know it until we start trying to do something to change the current conditions, and then it automatically come to us as either a aha moment or a past life memory moment or
Mm-hmm.
a memory from talking to an elder woman at a different time in our life. But the answers always come to us. We know this, and that's why we trust the wise women over everybody else, because we know that they got the oldest information in their subconscious.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Born and raised.
oldest information ties back to prime source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. B
Yeah.
Ball in 129 say very settled energy. Not just settled, but settled and strong. Like you don't have no problem with nobody running up on you just to be running up on you. It's just not gonna
Nah.
happen. Because your
yeah.
energy
Yeah.
gonna tell them it's a bad idea already.
Yeah, but people already know that I'm not the one you want to run up on. Like in my car, I keep my tomahawk right in my right side, you know. So you know, got a knife in my pocket, or whatever. And I'm always willing to fight, but you know, I don't want to fight, you know. But if it comes to it, you know,
You right. We get the 300. We ain't got it right now. We ain't got to worry about the 360 degrees of knowledge. If they run everything with 32, we only have to get 35 degrees in order to win. We don't need 360 to win. It'd be great to have, and we'd be doing some magnificent stuff with the 360. But with 35 degrees of knowledge, you gonna trump they 32 degrees and they 33 in the third, no matter how you look at it, because 35 is higher on the count. So that little bit, if they can rule us with 32 degrees from dead zero, and that ain't even freezing, soon as we thaw out a couple of degrees, we should be able to outperform them suckers with no problem. Whoever the power elite is, the ones of us with that code on the DNA, yep, I'm with you on that. Well, who messed with the DNA code? Who's smart enough? Teresa? If we could have been if the DNA code wasn't fucked with. But who's smart enough to fuck with the DNA code? Who bad enough to do that? You got to keep in mind, they told us they didn't even discover DNA to the 50s. So who in the hell was it back then messing with the DNA? We ain't asking the right questions. Yeah, you can actually have past life memories of the future. It's called a premonition. Um, Australia was later. Australia was later. Hey, what's going on? Maxine Morris says, have no choice for what? Look, you can always deny based off one word in one document in the law. Inalienable. You have an inalienable right. That means that man cannot alter. To refuse to have anything external of your body put inside your body. That right is inalienable. Men cannot dictate that. Now, if they try to compel you to give against your choice, file a motion in the court, attempted rape, conspiracy to commit rape, because that's what rape means, to violate the physical by inserting something that does not belong. If they give against your choice, you charge their ass with rape, because that's what it is. They penetrated your body against your will. That's rape. The same way they like to charge a black dude like Bill Cosby for tricking 40 years later for rape. When they stick that needle in your ass, that's rape. That's real rape. That you've been violated to the highest degree. They bypassed your organs that's allowed for the body to enter, just enter you anywhere. Bust the skin open. If that ain't fucking rape, then there ain't no fucking rape law in the book. Let me read binaural beats are awesome. It's a couple of them that's similar too, that have a similar name, but all they doing is trying to balance out the hemispheres of the brain. And by the brain's hemispheres both working at the same time, it makes it harder for you to be deceived and allows you to see more into what's in front of you. And you have to see the misdirection clearer, because the creative part can see it as art, and then the intellectual part of the brain can unravel the science. And then when you switch positions on the two, that's when the deception becomes clear. When you allow your artistic brain to see the science and your scientific brain to analyze the art, that's when you are able to see the deception clearly for the first time. That's what they call the moment of truth in the bullfight, where the bull finally get to see the matador beyond the cape. Yep. So that's what they're trying to do with the binaural beats. And they also have meditations like the Monroe Institute that helps you break free from physical bondage to the body and allows you to astral travel so that you can wake up on other levels too. And by taking those two and mixing them together, well, it's pretty much obvious what'll take place next. No. And so I'm gonna look in here and see if we got any more questions before I call it a day.